questions.
Well, Coach, Jimmy at practice today, and
Yeah.
if so, how did he look and where does he fit in?
Yeah, so he's joined us, which is exciting, obviously, and we'll get him some good work. We're going to take some baby steps with him and make sure we're setting him up for success. So it'll be a little bit slower of a process than some other guys, obviously, him coming off the hardwood, but love the fact that, man, he wants to be out here after a long season. He's ready to get out here and get going, so it says a lot about him.
How did that process start?
Yeah, he really mentioned wanting to do it and had interest in it, and so we were able to get together and have conversation, and this is the point that we got to and see where it goes from here.
What just intrigues you about sort of his frame and what he could possibly bring?
I mean, the obvious, right? He's a giant, so natural length, big guy, and big people have tended to have some success in this game, so that's where it starts.
Try to get Cam Matthews next.
Yeah, I don't want James mad at me.
On the offensive line, how were your guys that transfers like Pounders and Ethan and Marlon and Jacoby? How's that group coming along?
Again, these guys they've done exactly what we've asked them to do. We're nowhere close to where we want to be. I like the fact that we've got guys that have played a lot of football, maybe not here, but at other places, so they understand the expectation, and they've done a really good job. We got a ton of work to do, and they're bought into that.
About halfway through camp now, how would you kind of assess health-wise where you are?
Yeah, there's the natural things that are happening right now, but again, shout out to Thomas, man. He is as good as there is in the business, done an unbelievable job in trying to get our guys back on the grass to get all the reps, and that's the stress for everybody is, man, making sure we're able to get better when we're not on the field. So trying to get that done with guys that maybe aren't practicing every day right now.
You had a chance to talk to some receivers, and they talk about how excited they are to be in this offense. From the group you have, from the veterans to the young guys, what kind of makes you think that the group you have can succeed in your offense at that position?
Yeah, I think similar to what we talked about in the O-line, we've got some guys at the receiver position that have played quite a bit of ball, that have had quite a bit of production. Again, maybe not here, but at other places. So I think that helps, without a doubt. And they've done a really nice job as they've gotten into it and got going.
One of the first things you did when you got here was hire the speed coach, Jaworski.
Yeah.
What kind of progress have you seen in that regard, and just the speed of your guys and kind of getting faster?
Yeah, I don't have anything to compare it to from last year, obviously, with it being year one, but I do think we've got a faster football team than maybe we had January 1st. And we've got to keep developing that. This league is built with length and speed, and we've got to continue to do a great job in that area.
What have you seen from the defensive line transfers with Paka and Bensley Jones? How have they come in?
Yeah, they've both done a really good job. KJ's had 8 really good practices. Pac has done a good job as well. Both guys are going to be players for us. Both guys are going to be really involved in helping us, be able to have a group that's able to rotate and play multiple snaps, but at the same time, man, an interior guy in this league having to play 60 snaps is not what we want by any stretch. So we're creating depth at that position, which is going to be good.
What's a benchmark for your quarterback you would like to see at this point, and are you seeing it in practice?
Yeah, I mean, from a benchmark standpoint, we don't necessarily put a number on it. We want guys that can create predictable outcomes. I like calling a play and knowing what's going to happen before the ball is snapped. And so for that to happen, the guys got to think just like me. So again, from an execution standpoint, we're nowhere close to where we want to be. There's been incredible growth, and I think we've got some guys in the room that are going to be able to get it done. Just like everybody, man, we got to keep getting better.
You've had a relationship with John Cooper back to your Oklahoma days. How important is that trust factor you have with him when you're trying to start this thing in year one?
No, it's huge. Obviously, Coop and I have got a ton of history, played together, coached together, been around each other for a long time. So he's one that definitely knows exactly what I'm thinking while I'm thinking it, and can anticipate some things and create some shortcuts for our guys and for me, which is great.
I know he's not quite healthy yet and coming off last year's injury, but how big of a boost can Jacoby Albert give that secondary when he's back?
Yeah, I think he's going to be another guy that's going to add depth and create some juice for us. So excited about his return. Once we get him back, that'll be great. We've got some guys in the back end that are playing at a high level right now. There's great competition on the back end right now, which has been fun to see.
What are your thoughts about the running back room right now? The running back room, how do you see that kind of shaking loose right now?
Yeah, we've really, as we sit here today, we've got to continue to get better there. We don't have a ton of production in that room, and again, it's not just the backs, it's everybody. We've got to continue to get better, every day. But I like where Kevon's at. Kevon's done a really good job, man. He's coachable. He's coachable. He takes to coaching. He's detail oriented, and he's a big physical guy that can do some things. But we got to get better at that position.
Spring game just a couple weeks away. What are you looking to see from your guys before then?
Yeah, I'm looking to see guys take care of the ball on offense, and I'm looking for the defense to go get the ball. So there's kind of a balance there, right? So we want to see great energy and great toughness and great effort and great physicality. And, man, I want to see guys that are flying around and not having to get coached on any of those things. The execution, we'll coach all day, every day. But our effort, our toughness, our physicality, those are things we want guys to take to and go do.
On the running backs, we saw Seth go down at the Egg Bowl.
Yeah.
Do you expect to have him this season?
We'll kind of see. He's actually got a couple appointments coming up that'll be telling, and we'll see kind of where that ends.
What's your format for the spring game going to be? A lot of teams don't want to do just a regular game. They do a practice or a skills competition. What is your plan for that?
Yeah, we'll announce that actually to the public. There'll be a scoring system, but we'll just go offense versus defense. We won't draft teams or do any of those things. As we look at it, it'll be something from a ones versus twos versus ones. And again, our depth chart right now is so incredibly fluid that when that game gets here, when the spring game gets here, that's going to be the format of it. But we'll announce it, and there'll be a scoring setup for the offensive side and the defensive side that'll take place so we can keep scoring and have some fun with it.
Anything else?
Thanks, Coach.
Good.
Thank y'all.
Very much.